Alright, little gaming PC diagnostic. I helped this guy and his son up at the front counter a few weeks ago. And basically their cooler was their all-in-one cooler was out of liquid. Well, they brought it back because they got the new cooler, got it installed, but it's not posting, so let's see if we can't figure it out. It's a little bit of an older case. So let's see if we can't figure out what's going on here. First things first. Let's move that there. Have good old Noctua CPU cooler. Air cooler, I like them. Let's give it a rotate so I can get it removed. Right now, it turns on, or it powers on, and then immediately shuts off.
Hey, thanks for checking out this video. If you like these videos, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button. It really, really helps the channel.
Out of the way, they use the appropriate amount of thermal paste. Alright, without the cooler on there now, I have better access to everything. I also think this cooler's mounted incorrectly. It's supposed to be 90 degrees rotated. I think both ways work. Not going to say that it won't. Well, there's not a lot of thermal paste on there. It really isn't. It looks like they used the appropriate amount. That's the reset button. Alright, so this is what we get. On for a few seconds and then off. So the behavior that it's looking like to me is that it is trying to learn the memory and it can't for some reason. So all these are disconnected. Yep, it's just in a power cycle loop. Let's pull this. Basically everything else is disconnected. See if we get any beeps. Nope, no beeps. It's DDR4 2400 onto a single stick now. We're not getting anything. Fancy? No, this is old. This is like a board from like the early 2000s, late 2000s? Late 2000s. And that's 1151 socket, so it can't be that old now that I'm looking at it. It's a Gigabyte G1 Sniper Z170. Oh, well that's fun. Because they didn't know how to keep the socket in there, so they used tape. That actually looks fine.
Babe, it's not.
I mean, if it works, right? Unplug the RGB. Actually, I still haven't done this before I dig any deeper. I haven't tried a completely different stick of memory in there. I guess it was something with that memory. What do we have here as far as a processor is concerned? Intel Core i7 6700K. Interesting. This is much newer than I expected it to be. Let's see what do we got here. See if it does anything different with my 7700K. It does not. Same. Now, to be honest, it wasn't doing this at all before. It at least ran when the guy first brought it in. So I'm getting a massive hot spot right here. As well as down here in the corner. Whatever this is right there. And you can see it like goes away. And then alright, I guess we're gonna be pulling this board tomorrow and doing a general diagnostic on it. I think this is a non-operational. I think this thing has failed. Let's see if I can't zoom in a little bit. So right over here, there's a whole batch of these guys right here. This one, which looks damaged, is not reading the ground plane. So this one reads nothing. That one reads to ground. It's 260. Nothing. So that should be infinite. Nothing. Nothing. Infinite. Yeah, I think that might be something wrong right there. But I think that might be associated with this chip. So we'll have to pull this tomorrow and find out.
The next day.
All right. So we were looking at this last night, and one of the things we discovered is when we have it plugged in, this chip right here is getting insanely hot. So we're gonna check some stuff. So we do have a short right here. Well, now it's gone. We're gonna look at a couple things here. Here's where we're at. Here's what we're looking at right now. Right now, I need to answer the phone. Good morning, Holden. Not sure what that is, but I can look it up here in a second. Alright, so we just turned on our thermal camera. Let's go ahead and not even turn on, but just like give power to the motherboard. So this thing is getting insanely hot. These are getting insanely hot. Well, how hot is that, honestly? 45, 47. Maybe we start up here. So let's start up here. Oh, this guy. Not seeing any shorts, but that guy's getting pretty hot. So there's a ground. Yes, it's getting hot, but it's one of multiple components getting hot on this. So only 3 is supposed to be a ground, which is this pin right here. This should not be a ground. Yeah, that was the first thing I did. I checked this guy. Check that. It's fine. Just wish I knew where the other end of this went, because I don't think that's supposed to be like shorted like that. Well, those shouldn't be grounded. Yet here we are, having them grounded. Yeah, that's the gates. These are the drains. So we have a short on the drain. That's not fun. The problem is they're both short. They're both showing up as a short on the drain. Well, it's not a special tone. If it makes a sound, it means that the 2 points are connected. So when you have a multimeter like this, this means these 2 points are now connected. So if I'm going to a ground on the board, and then I go to this end here of these chips, so here, not connected. This side is connected. I'm concerned if something is ripped off of this board from the amount of stuff that they were doing with this. Those MOSFETs should not be ground though. Alright, so which side of this is actually going to ground? Something to do with the 5-volt rail. I guess I need to take off. Let me take off these. Just exposed. That looks like a problem though. So my problem is, are those two, like, if they're two different. What trace? I'm just, the trace that I'm actually concerned with right now. The problem is I can't get my microscope freaking close enough. I just ordered a microscope arm. Yeah, that's what I'm about to check. Alright, so here's the traces I'm worried about. So this trace looks fine. Like, this here actually does look fine to me. It doesn't look like it's a problem. This one though. So this is supposed to be... Yeah, the light's not helping that at all. If that's going to ground, then... Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be connected to... I can do this. To that. And they are not. I can probably fix that, though. But the question is... But they're not shorted to ground though. That's the thing. So I can, when I come here and I test this, I'm not getting ground. But, yeah, there's no ground over here. I can clean that up. I wonder if I can connect this just with a wire. Just like grind here, solder, grind here, solder. Yeah, it looks like the trace itself is just broken. So this is why you got to be super careful when you're installing stuff blindly. Alright, let's see what I can do here. We're definitely going to use my pencil. And the wire that I'm going to end up using will be this stuff. We're just going to try and go there. To there. Well, that's what I was checking. That's also, like, if that's supposed to be a ground, that's a problem, because it's not, this isn't grounded at all. So that's not a ground. That's a ground. That's not. That is. So use my fine tip here. Yeah, ground. Not ground. I think. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Be extra careful here. I'm gonna go back a little bit, like all the way back over here. Extra delicate here. Don't want to go right through that copper trace. Should be good. And as far as here, let's just pull back a little bit more of this. Yeah, these traces are very small. I keep doing this so people can see. Oh, that was a bit much. Let's compare these traces to my hair. In case you were wondering. That's my hair, that's those traces. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. Let's start off with grabbing a little bit of low melt solder here. Put some low melt solder on the tip of my iron here. Grab some flux, and we're going to have to be very careful. So we don't want to bridge anything. It doesn't need to be bridged. Low melt solder on there that we just need to position like right. Come on. I might still, like, might need to just make this trace, like, just larger. So this side has solder. The side up here doesn't. There we go. That looks better. Much better. That gives me a lot more working room. We're going to need to check the other side of this hole as well, unfortunately. I am noticing a little bit down there as well. There we go. I need to clean this tip. Alright, that should hopefully be enough for that to stick to. Nope, I don't want that stuck there. That should be a little bit easier to see. Okay. Well, let's try and put this in place. What is on the tip here? Great. That's what I want. Yeah, I put a little bit of solder on it, and apparently that wasn't, I didn't put enough. Well, that's not good. I'll have to get that off there. I'm breaking all my own rules here. So it's attached to something I don't want it to be attached to. I need to be attached like right there. Let's try, I'm going to try reversing my hands here. Three hands would be real nice right about now. Is that on there? Alright, that one's on there. Jeez. Alright, do we have... Yeah, the wire's gonna have continuity. What am I doing here? Great. We have continuity there. So before we move on, we'll have to cover that in solder mask, but I need to look at these. It looks like we have the same problem there, except for this one is 2 traces. Alright, I gotta whip out another set of tweezers. I don't have a bent tip at this point. So this one goes to there, this one goes to there. So this will be 2 of them. I don't think, well, let's find out. No. We don't have a bridge. Thankfully. Oh, you're talking about over here? No, it looks fine. Now I just got to do this outside wire. And hopefully we're done. And we'll give it a test. See where we're at. Did that catch? I think it caught. Yeah, it did. This side's good. Yeah. I'm not wanting to come easily. This might pull this off, unfortunately. Alright, let's check for... Yeah, that's solid as hell. Alright. Check here. Alright, let's clean this up a little bit. And then we're going to put some solder mask on this. The cheapest solder mask money can buy. Might be a bit thick. Alright, let's hit this stuff with some UV now. I'm gonna have to check all the rest of these holes. There are some other places that I need to look at here, but I want to get this squared away first. All right. So next spot we have to look at is right here. That actually looks fine. Not sure what this is. If this is supposed to be a... I think that is supposed to be similar to this. So I think that's actually fine. That's new. I think it's working. Yeah, I think it's working now. Let's toss it back together. Let's get... I think it's actually working. I think we're good. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Power. RGBs on the motherboard. This might all be for nothing. Well, there we go. And that is the full repair of that. Fixed some traces. After we fix the traces, there we go. Cool. On to the next one. Let's get this front panel cleaned up for him. All right, thank you guys for watching this. On to the outro. Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you liked that video, make sure you hit the like button. If you want to see more videos like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I stream daily on Twitch at twitch.tv/SpecVengeance. And yeah, if you want to learn more about my services, check out Bradenton PC Repair.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.